so I can control the padding of my element that way. Now this is also really handy, because say I did button here, I don't actually have to create that box. I could just come to here, push Shift A, because the auto layout option's not here since I only have one thing selected. It doesn't think I want to do that, so the contextual menu isn't bringing it up. But again, I can push Shift A and it still works, and it turns it into an auto layout. And that auto layout, I can give that a background fill right here. So I can give it the color. I'll just do a different one. I can come and create my button, and I can do it that way too. So you don't have to create the background right from the beginning, but whichever way you want to work, but at the end of the day, it's the exact same result. Okay, so now actually into components. So I would suggest doing the auto layout thing first, just because you want to get it exactly what you want it to look like, ideally, from the beginning. And then what you can do is create a component. The shortcut for this is Control-Alt-K. I'm guessing that's Command-Option-K on a Mac, and I really don't like that shortcut because I can't do it with one hand. So I tend to come up here and use this guy, which is the Create Component button. You can also right-click on something, and in your selections there is Create Component. So I know it's a component because it has changed here. You can see it. If I undo that, or let's just make something else. Let's just make a rectangle. You can see it has my little thing there. If I do auto layout on that, it changes it to something like that. When it's a component, it gets these 4 little things that make like a diamond shape, or 4 diamonds that make a bigger diamond. That's actually really important because that means it's the master component. This is the component that will control all my other components. And if you're coming from something like Sketch, where components usually live somewhere else, in Figma, they live just in the artboard like anything else. You don't need to have a separate place for your master components. And actually, let's just name this, and I'm going to call this one primary because it's my primary button. I'm not calling it primary button on purpose. I'm calling it primary, but we'll get to that once we look at organization a little bit. So we have my button, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to Option drag, or you can do Command D or whatever you want. We want to duplicate it and have another version of this. So again, or I can copy paste, Command D's duplicate, or Alt, or if you're on a Mac, Option drag it off, and I have my duplicate of it. And you'll notice they look exactly the same. This is my master component, and this one here is the instance of it, which means it's pretty much like a copy of my master. So let's make a few instances here. And one thing with